today, Be'ezrat Hashem, we learn what is Tu B'Av, the 15th of Av, that's the subject of the shi'ur. I see that not many of you are familiar with that. We just know that we don't say Tahanun. That's all what we know. Nachon? And we're jumping on a wagon. You didn't even know that. Okay. So today you'll understand why we don't say Tahanun.
You only mentioned 6.
I mentioned 5. There's 6. There's a 6. Today I'm going to explain the 6. I didn't want to confuse people. I say it very briefly.
But I thought it was 10.
10? Okay. So find another 4. Please inform me. The Gemara didn't tell me. I don't know. I'm just following Gemara. So what is the 15th of Av? So the Gemara in 2 different places. The Gemara in Masechet Ta'anit, Kaf Vav Amud Aleph, that means 26 folio 1. Also the Mishnah come before the Gemara. The Mishnah in Masechet Ta'anit, in chapter 4, Mishnah 8. There it brings what Rabban Shimon ben Gamliel tells us. Rabban Shimon ben Gamliel was a president in a time of the Sanhedrin, in the time of the Jewish people. He was the head. And he said like this, לא היו ימים טובים לישראל כט"ו באב וכיום הכיפורים. That means that the Jewish people never have such a good day like the 15th of Av and Yom Kippur. And Be'ezrat Hashem will connect in the end of the shiur, what is the connection between the 15th of Av, that we say it's a Valentine's Day, to Yom Kippur. Yom Kippur is a day of atonement, forgiveness. HaKadosh Baruch Hu forgive the Jewish people. What is the connection between the 15 to Yom Kippur? Remember in here. But let's start. Rabba veRabi Yosef omrim. Rabba and Rabbi Yosef say, Yom shepasku bo lichrot etzei ha'ma'aracha. What does it mean? Like I explained earlier, that on that day they stop cutting the tree in Eretz Israel. They used to chop tree. And those trees, they used to light the fire on the altar. That this fire, that used to help to burn the sacrifices. You understand what I'm saying? To make sure that everything get fire on Bet HaMikdash. Now we have a problem. If one of the tree have a worm inside, you can't put it on the altar. Why? Because the altar, only kosher thing can be sacrificed on it. So they have to check every tree properly to make sure that there is no worm penetrate or make herself through the wood. Everyone understand? So until the 15th of Av, they used to cut trees. On 15th of Av, they stopped cutting the trees. That means that the Jewish people was busy cutting trees. So what is the Simcha on that day? The Simcha on that day that they was working and they didn't have time to daven. They didn't have time to pray and to study. So what's happened? On the 15th of Av, now that they stopped, now they can go back to studying and praying to serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Any questions so far? So remember that's number 1, easy. You're counting with me, you're accounting. I have few accounting here, but they rely on you. The second thing that happened to the Jewish people, Rabbi Yehuda, B'Shem Rabbi Ishmael. Rabbi Yehuda say in the name of Rabbi Ishmael, Yom shebo hutru hashvatim lavo ze baze. What does it mean? Rabbi Yehuda tell us in the name of Rabbi Ishmael that on that day, that means on the 15th, when I said that day, I'm referring to the 15th of Av, that Hazal saw that you can't keep anymore that the marriages only amongst the tribes. That means a lady from the tribe of Shimon can marry only a man from the tribe of Shimon. You understand what I'm saying? So what's happened? Now they change it. And they say that now you can marry from every tribe. You want to take you from the tribe of Shimon, you want to marry from the tribe of Reuven, there's no problem. That's what's happened on that day. That's according to Rabbi Yehuda in the name of Rabbi Ishmael. Any other question? You know when is it happen? When is it happen? Who was the first pioneer for it? We read about it in the Parsha. I'll give you a hint. 2 weeks ago. The daughter of Tzlofhad. You remember Tzlofhad have 5 daughters. You remember? And in the time of daughter of Tzlofhad, they came to Moshe Rabbeinu. They say, our father didn't have a son, and we want to inherit the land. We want to have a land in Eretz Israel. That's that our father didn't have son. We think that we obligated, and then we know the story that Moshe Rabbeinu asked HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We done a pilpul there that they tried to bribe Moshe Rabbeinu because they tell them that their father didn't have a son, and it wasn't amongst the followers of Korach and his followers. So who was the pioneer? Tzlofhad's daughter. If anyone will ask you who was the pioneer for the start of the marriage between the tribes, remember the daughter of Tzlofhad. Okay, that's the second thing. Nachon, easy, you with me? Follow me. Rabbi Yosef b'shem Rabbi Nachman Omer. Rabbi Yosef say in the name of Rabbi Nachman, Yom שהותר בו שבט בנימין לבוא בקהל. That means on the 15th of Av, the tribes of Binyamin allowed to get mixed marriage. Well, we don't understand. What's happening here? You tell me that it's already. Nachon, I say that the tribe allowed. Why dafka the tribe of Binyamin? Everyone know the story of Pilegesh Bagivah? No one knows the story of Pilegesh Bagivah? I'll tell you a story. It was a man that lived in the south of Israel. And he had two wives. In olden days, they used to marry more than two wives. Rabotai le'alacha, you know that the Sephardi men can marry more than one wife. But it's a headache. You agree with me? Sorry, ladies, I don't mean. Imagine to have two wives. This one pull you this way, this one this way. What will you do? So only Sephardi can manage it. So they say, you take it. No. Rabbi, yeah, there is Herem the Rabbeinu Gershon. Rabbeinu Gershon say, no. Ashkenazim not allowed. He paskin for the Ashkenazim. Although today, lehalacha today in Eretz Israel, you can't. Only in the olden days when they came from the eastern countries, they used to marry with two wives. And if you ask a woman that married Sephardi men, are they easy? June? I'm a Sephardi myself. No. But it depends who you marry. So what's the story of Pilegesh Bagivah? Let's continue. The story of Pilegesh Bagivah, I'm going to make it short. It was a man from the south that had two wives. And one of his wives decided they have a fight, and she ran to her father's house in the north. And the tribe of Binyamin, we know it's towards the north there. And she ran to her father, and after a few weeks, he was very upset, and he decided, that's it, I'm going to go and fetch her. And he did. And when he came to fetch her, the father-in-law was so happy, and he said to him, stay with us for the night, and he stayed, and then he stayed with us for another one. He stayed for a week, over a week. He said to him, that's it, I need to go back. I have life, in the south. I need to go to my business. I need to go for my living. Anyway, he decided that he's leaving. That night they left, and they arrived at night in the portion of Binyamin. And in the portion of Binyamin, they didn't know where to sleep. The old man opened their house for them, and they stayed there. And suddenly came a bit of, I don't know how to say it, the nice word, but not nice people from the tribe of Binyamin that actually wanted to have, don't know how to say that, a physical relationship. And the owner tried, that old man tried to speak to them, didn't help. They said that otherwise we're going to break the house. Anyway, so they give her the wife, the second wife. And the husband that given him the wife, he was very upset. But what can he do? It's him or her. Anyway, in the end, she managed to crawl, and she knocked on the door, and she died. And the husband was so upset, he cut her body to 12 pieces, and he gone to each head of the tribe. And he given them a piece of her body, and he explained to them that that's what the tribe of Binyamin done. And the Sanhedrin pasken to Shevet Binyamin, bring us those boys that was behaving badly, And the tribe of Binyamin say no, definitely not. So the Sanhedrin pasken that if you're not going to give it to that, it's going to be a war. And 100,000 people die. I'm making the story very short. And then not only that 100,000 people die in that war between the 11 tribe to the tribe of Binyamin, has the Sanhedrin pasken no more. No one can marry the tribe of Binyamin. And suddenly the Sanhedrin see that soon nothing going to left from that tribe. The tribe of Binyamin going to wipe off because no one want to marry them. Sanhedrin decide to change the decree after many years, and on the 15th of Av, they allowed other tribe to marry with the tribe of Binyamin. That was number 3. What is number 4? Number 4, Rabbi Yohanan Omer, Yom shekalu bo mete midbar. Rabbi Yohanan say another miracle happened on that day. It said that day, the Jewish people that left Egypt, that was from the age of 20 to the age of 60, okay, it was a decree that all of that generation will die in the wilderness over 40 years. You remember that? For 39 years, every year, on Tisha B'Av, they used to dig a grave. Every person on that age. From the age of 20 that they left until the age of 60, they used to dig a grave. At night, they used to sleep in a grave. In the morning, whoever died, they cover him. It used to be a voice come from heaven, Hibadlu Haim min Amitim. That means that the voice from heaven said, those that were alive came out of your grave, go back. And those that die, they used to cover them and they bury them. 15,000 every year. And the 15 of Av, and at 39 years, towards the 40th years, they stopped dying. How did they realize that? Because when they saw on the 39 years, on the 40th years, actually, we start the 40th, there's no more people dying on Tisha B'Av. They waited, maybe we calculated wrong. They waited until the 15. The 15 is the half of the month, exactly, and then the moon is completely full. Then they knew that they didn't make the counting wrong. Not only that, they knew that now all of that generation that was supposed to die in the wilderness stopped dying. Any question? No. Let's continue. So that was number 4. נכון, easy? Now number 5. Number 5, עולה אומר, יום שביטל בו המלך הושע בן אלה, שהיה מלך בשומרון, את הפרוזדאות. What it means? I explained that earlier, that Yerovam ben Nevat was a king of Israel. In Israel you have 2 kings. Melech Yehuda, that's from the tribe of David HaMelech, Yehuda. And then we have Melech Israel, the king of Israel. Yerovam ben Nevat was a king, but he was a wicked king. He worshipped idols. And he didn't want anyone to go to Bet HaMikdash to serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu, because he used to serve idols. But he wasn't inside the territory of Yehuda, so he blocked all the routes, all the direction to go to Jerusalem from the south and from the north. Not only that, he put guards not to allow people to go to Bet HaMikdash for many years. Instead, they have to worship the idols. Wherever he have gods, he put like roadblocks, and those roadblocks, he put also idols. And the 15th of Av, Hazal tell us, that came Hoshea ben Elah. Hoshea ben Elah was a king from Shomron, and once that he took over, he canceled that decree that put Yerovam ben Nevat, because he took over Yerovam ben Nevat, and he allowed people to come to Jerusalem, to go to Bet HaMikdash, to pray, to sacrifice. You follow what I'm saying? So that was on the 15th. That's the 15th. The 6 things that happen, say Rabbi Matna Omer, Yom shenitnu bo mete Biter, the city of Biter, actually. It's not Beitar, it's a city of Biter, Likvura. Biter, a matter of fact, it's not where is Beitar today. According to some of the Mefarshim, it's close to the city of Lud in Jerusalem, not far from the airport. What's happened there? In the time of Andrianos Caesar, everyone heard about Andrianos, the Caesar Adrian. Caesar Adrian, call him Call him Hadrian. Hadrian, okay, Hadrian. He killed over 200,000 Jewish people from the city of Beitar. What happened? He knew that it's a big city that they're studying Torah. He came on that city. The city is a bit long because it was with a couple that got married, and the wagon of the queen, the wagon of the queen broke, and they took a tree. Anyway, let's not go to it. It's too long. What happened? Andrianos Caesar came on a city of Beitar, and he killed 200,000 people. About 200,000 people. It's an enormous amount of people. And Hazal said that the blood of them used to reach from Lud to Yam HaTichon. That means that it's created like a river to the sea, to the Mediterranean Sea. He took all of these 200 bodies and he built a fence around his vineyard from bodies, one on top of each other. And for 7 years, he didn't allow anyone to bury them. HaKadosh Baruch Hu make a miracle that none of those bodies got rotten and not got smelly for 7 years. Imagine winter, summer, standing in the sun, nothing happening. After 7 years, when he died, they changed the decree. They took those 200,000 and buried them. And Rabban Shimon ben Gamliel constitute for us שנאמר הטוב והמיטיב. Where do we say הטוב והמיטיב? In ברכת המזון. הטוב, it means good, that those bodies never got rotten. המיטיב, that he allowed us, that in the end, that those bodies to come, to go, to bury them. You understand what I'm saying? For 7 years, 200,000 bodies been built the fence. You understand how wicked was Andrianos Caesar. Sorry, Atov, when I say Atov, that they allowed to bury them. Hametiv, that they didn't got rotten, that the body never decayed. Any question? So those are the 6 things. Yes, Stevie. Wait, we're coming. You missed the beginning. You see how good is it to come early. So, yes.
Doesn't that relate more to Tisha B'Av than to Tu B'Av?
What?
The killing of all those Jews.
No! The killing, it was before. But for 7 years, the body was lying. But only on Tu B'Av, only on the 15th of B'Av, they allowed to bury them. You understand what I'm saying? That was the good Simha? Why are we not saying Tahanun? Why is a good day? That 200,000 been allowed to be buried at long last. That's the good thing. Now, we say it was a Jewish Valentine Day, nachon? Nachon? No. Let's understand. What is Valentine Day in Jewish religion? Hazal explained to us that the unmarried ladies, especially call them ladies, not girls, in the 15th of Av, they used to all dress white. Why dafka white? That not to embarrass those that don't have money. So everyone dressed white. Because in the olden days, to have a color or smart dress, only the rich people. So Hazal constitute that all the women will dress white, and they will stand on top of the grapes. They're going to squeeze the grapes, they're standing on them. And they used to say to the men, don't put your eyes on a look. Put your eyes on the family. And people usually used to make the shidduch when? On the 15th of Av. That was the shidduch. What's the connection to Yom Kippur? On Yom Kippur, they used to get married. On Yom Kippur, they used to get married. What's the Hidush? They tell you that we know that we say, what's happening on Yom Kippur? It's a day of atonement, נכון? Yom Slicha ומחילה, נכון? הקדוש ברוך הוא forgive us. Where do we learn that? That on Yom Kippur, הקדוש ברוך הוא said to Moshe Rabbeinu, סלחתי כדבריך. That means that Moshe Rabbeinu brought the second tablet. You remember? That he gone again up to Shamayim. When is he gone up to Shamayim? When the Sephardi people start to say Slichot in Elul. 40 days later, it's not because the rice. Okay. So, when he came down, it was the day of atonement to all the Jewish people. What's the connection? When a couple get married, the Gemara in Masechet Yerushalmi, the Gemara Yerushalmi, not Bavli, in Masechet, now you caught me, Eruvim? No, it's not Masechet Eruvim. It will come to me. Sorry about that. Gemara. It will come to me. Hazal tell us that a couple that get married, the day that they get married, Rabota, listen to it, HaKadosh Baruch Hu erase all their sin. And a day that each person get married, HaKadosh Baruch Hu take all of his sin, put it inside a bottle and put the cock on top of it. That's it, it's sealed. If that person never sealed, he's like a new human being. It's the same like what's happened to us when? On Yom Kippur. That's the connection. Now, I want to go to a more deeper level, and with that I want to conclude. What is the connection between Tisha B'Av to 15 of Av? Anyone have any idea? No, so I'll help you a bit. What are we doing on Tisha B'Av? We're mourning. Nahon? We have 3 weeks. And if you look how we're starting, we start gradually, and then it's getting heavier, until Tisha B'Av it's getting the worst. Nahon? Come to tell us Hazal, like this. HaKadosh Baruch Hu come to teach us that even when you think that there is no more hope, that day of Tisha B'Av, the 2 Bet Mikdash got destroyed, and you think that there is no more hope, in Jewish religion you can never say that. When you're at the bottom, expect the sunrise. The sun only can rise after you so down. Where do we see that? And every time that the Jewish people was down, what's happened suddenly? HaKadosh Baruch Hu came, he sent Moshe Rabbeinu, and took the Jewish people out of Egypt. You remember? They was right down, nothing left. To teach us not to lose hope. The message of the 15th of Av as a Jewish people, we must never lose hope. You know, I don't know how many of you remember Net Rosserwasser. Remember Net? Net, me and Net become very good friends. Although that Net is much older than me. Net was a Holocaust survivor. And I'm fascinating about the Holocaust. I love to hear stories. And I used to sit with him for hours. And Net told me the story of the Holocaust. And you know, when people left the Holocaust, after 6 million, that they say 6 million got killed, I'm sure that many more, not many people was thinking that there is any more hope. 3 years later, the declaration of the Jewish state. נכון? Look until today, Rabotai. 74 years later, what we have in Israel. Sure. No other country done it in the world. We start from where? From the ashes. Is to tell us that when you're down, there's only way up. And that's the message of the 15th of Av, not to lose hope as a Jewish people. Yes, Lano.
In some countries today, people still stamp on the grapes to the wine.
Yeah. There's certain countries. Yeah. Any question, Rabotai? So now, Friday gonna be the 15th of Av. That means tomorrow night we're starting the 15th of Av. Tomorrow in Minha we don't say Tahanun. So on Friday, you have to understand what is that day. There's another one thing that I would like to add up. There's a custom to do a special Sauda on this coming Shabbos. Why? It was Shlosha de Peranuta, that means 3 weeks that we was mourning, and Shiv'a, now we start Parashat Nahamu Nahamu. So the ladies make special cholent, make a special Sauda this Shabbos in honor of the beginning of going up. Okay, any question? No.